Hi, viewers. Welcome to DOL Dignity of Labor. KTP series Know the Profession. Today we have Raji Lakshmi with us, graphic designer working in one of the big fours. Hi, Raji.
Hi Mahendra.
Thanks a lot for accepting and giving time for this.
I'm very happy, excited to be a
Thanks.
part of this.
Hi. So just a quick start. Can you give us a brief introduction of how did you end into this career or landed up in this career?
Yeah, so I like while growing up, I'm from Kolkata. So while
Mhm.
growing up, I was not very fond of studying
Okay.
academics. My interest lied around designs,
Mhm.
creativity, and all those
Arts
things,
and all.
which was not a part of academics.
Correct.
So my parents they knew that I'm good in painting, drawing, designing, and all those stuff. So when I was in class 10, I thought that something regarding art and craft, design, something like that, I'll go into that zone, that line, and I wanted to be a fashion designer at that point of time.
Okay.
But I was also doing my part time tuitions and all for those NID, and all those colleges as well. I was preparing for the entrance exam, and I changed my school in 11th and 12th because
Okay.
I wanted to study commercial art, fashion designing. So these were the subjects which I took in my 11th grade. Along with that, I had one subject called multimedia animation.
Okay.
Okay, and so then 11th 12th happened, it was over, and I was looking for all, like, I did not get through in fashion design at first. So whatever design courses were available at that point of time, I applied everywhere.
Okay.
And there was one college in Kolkata called St. Xavier's College, where there was a course called Bachelor's in Multimedia Animation.
Okay.
And I enrolled over there, and there were other colleges as well where I got, but since it was in the same city, and it was easy, and my plan was and my plan was that I will stay there for a month or so, and I will go back to my fashion stream only.
Yeah.
But somehow I liked that stream, and it was different. It was something new.
Okay.
And so I stayed back. I completed my graduation over there, and I got my first job in one of the IT companies in Kolkata itself.
Okay.
As a graphic designer.
Nice. And then you switched to the current role that you
Yeah. Now I'm working in one of the big fours.
Okay.
And so this is my second job.
So you have been into the corporate for how long it has been?
It's been 7 years now.
That's great. So from the start you were into graphic designing, or did you switch in between any other stream, or it was your you were all the time attached to graphic designing itself?
Funny thing is, when I started working as a graphic designer, so graphic designing has a lot of
Other roles and responsibilities.
yeah, like branches as well. So there is one, like we would define as static designs. You can there's web designing, there is animations and video editing. So all of these things I have that expertise. I have worked on that. But initially, when I started off as a designer, I thought that animation is too much work.
Okay.
Something like it's very tiring, it's too much, it's lengthy and all that. And I thought that I will never do animations. Like I will not be an animator, but surprisingly, I am, like, right now my core work is animations and video editing only.
Okay.
So yeah, initially started off as a normal graphic designer who would do any sorts of design.
All streams. Yeah.
All, like brochure design, social media posts, and then PPT design, and then there is the
all kind of content wherever it is going out to the public.
Yeah. And like the corporate designs as well, there is proposals, bids, which we have in corporates. Also a lot of animations as well. It can be for offline sessions, it can be for online posts like social media.
Yeah, that's nice. So that comes to my next curious question. So in general, for any other profile, we'll have a recruitment process where we'll have interviews, some quantitative aptitude exams. How does your recruitment process goes to, like, when for the role of graphic designer?
Okay, so when I joined my first job, it was a campus recruitment. So over there, I gave one Photoshop design aptitude test and
an assignment submission types.
Yes, and it was basically like a teaser which we have to present for a product, and based on that, there were like rounds.
Okay.
So we were selected, like few people got selected in the first round, and then the interview process happened where they asked us few questions about the design.
Okay.
And where we had to present our portfolio, like if we have done any design work or anything.
Okay.
And once that is done, there was like an aptitude test as well for that organization, like where they check our speaking and all writing,
basic skills,
basic aptitude tests. Yeah. Once that was done, we were on board. This was for my first job, and for my current role, I think I had similar experience. Like there were like 3 rounds of. I did not give any exam for that
switching
role. I just shared my portfolio with the organization, and they liked my work. I had 3 rounds of interview, and I was selected.
Okay. So when you say creation of your own portfolio in one firm, so is it like apart from working as a professional work, do you also have your personal work where you have made certain designs whenever you're in your free time, or how does that go? Like, is it like, because see, if we see in your profile, it was not by any choice. You had that intent to go into the stream all the time. Like, might not be fashion designing, but then into graphic design, whereas design is common. Like, it's related to art. So do you also spend time drawing your own arts during your personal time, or do you share your personal things also into your professional space?
I do, but then again, the requirement for professional designs and my personal design is very different. And also, like, whatever whatever work we do, so in any organization we have that confidentiality thing and all that, privacy. So we can't share all those things with outside. Right. But what you can do is, like, for example, if I am creating an animated video with the data of my organization, I can create the same thing when I have when I'm in my personal
but data set is different. Yes.
I'm using some dummy data and all that, and I'm keeping those things aside.
The templates and all, such that you can reuse on utilize in another new concepts and design.
Yes, and that is how I share when I'm like looking for any other opportunity or something. I share it with.
Okay, these are my ideas. This is a sample.
Yeah. These are the kind of work which, and probably then without giving too much of details, I said that this I have worked for an external client. This I have worked for so and so profile and all that. But that is how I have done. But again, like, if I do like to paint and doodle and all those things, but again, those things are for my personal satisfaction. It's not for, nobody would like a doodle or a oil painting in corporate setup.
Yeah. Nice. So so it's more of art, creativity, everything. You need to come up with new ideas. So how does your current job, how does your day in day out start with? Like, how do you start your day? What are your prime responsibilities goes in? Like, do you have a deadline? Do you have, like, what is the kind of things that you go through?
Yeah, so my day starts like once I log in, we have this queue kind of place where all the projects are lined up in a queue, and we get to know, okay, so we are assigned for a video project or for a static particular assignment, and then all the details are given over there, like whether it's a fast turnaround or we have 2 days of time or whatever. And the challenge is when we have like 2-3, like, for me, there are times when we have 2-3 projects and the delivery date is on the same day.
Yeah.
So what we do is, what I do is, I first of all I connect with the stakeholders, and then I ask them, like, what you want. Sometimes it's not necessary to make it extra beautiful and add a lot of visuals and all that. Sometimes it's okay to just make a simple
thing.
So we have to understand
what's the requirement.
Exactly, what is the requirement, and that way we segregate. If I feel like it's not possible within that given timeline, communication. So we have to communicate, this is not possible. We can do what you are asking for, but we will be able to share that maybe a day or two later.
Having a realistic timelines rather than a corporate style of pushing timelines and getting them.
And again, there are few people who are not educated about the creative or the video or the design process. So a lot of times goes into educating them. Like, for example, sometimes, like, in our daily work in any other IT organization, if we make a mistake, they would say, rectify this and change the spelling and whatever and send it back. But in video or in design, it's a little difficult because for one full stop, like if I have to add one period also, I have to render the entire
video, correct?
And it takes a lot of time.
True.
So those things
will not be. So they expect that you're just editing spelling or changing the name.
Yeah.
But it's not just changing the name. It's like entire video of 9 minutes or 7 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. So those things also, like when we say that, okay, we will deliver the video at 4 o'clock because you need it by 4 o'clock, but because we have to get it reviewed, we will stop everything by 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Because we take that buffer zone as well.
Yeah. That is what we happen to have in our channel as well. So we're still learning. Okay, that's great. Okay. So, after listening to your work in day in day out, so do you really have that work-life balance?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
And I would give credit to my organization for that. Okay. I mean, whenever I feel like it's too much, I have gone to my seniors and I have said that it's taking a toll on my health, and mental health as well, and they have said, okay, fine, you take a break. And our process is created in such a way so that if I go on leave or something, some other designer can work on my behalf.
It's not dependent on individual types. It's like it's a process built which is robust.
Yes.
And you're like this is one of the very rare videos where people are saying I do have work-life balance. Like, I really admire about that organization.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
I mean, there are days when we do stretch because of ad hoc requests and all that. But when it becomes too much, we have that space where we can take a step back. Okay. So that is something I would give full credit to my organization.
That's nice. So when you say people who can replace you when you're on leave or when you're on planned vacation and all, so are there any bunch of skill sets that everyone should have in common, so that if I learn something and come back to address any of the requests, so what are those basic skill sets for a graphic designer that okay, you need to know this, this, this? What is the top 3 or 5 skill sets that one should have?
Well, basic things are you have to know, the Adobe, Photoshop, Illustrator, and all those things. But my expertise right now is on video animations. So you have to have an idea about motion graphics, video editing, and all those things. But again, it depends on the complexity of the kind of project I'm leaving. If I'm working on something which has a lot of animations and motion graphics involved, then somebody with similar expertise should be there.
Yeah, right.
Who would replace me? But if it's a simple thing, I mean, a little bit of Photoshop would do. Photoshop, Illustrator. InDesign is something which is very, very popular in any corporate design.
Any field, yes.
Because I think proposals, bids are very common design deliverables.
That is a general sales across any
yes.
firm.
So that is why I think InDesign is something which everybody should know, and also the very regular one, because like when we create a video animation or a proposal or bids, the other clients or stakeholders can't edit it.
Correct.
So the most common design, or you can say the bread and butter of corporate design, is PPT presentations.
That's that.
Yeah. So once we design and we send the PPT presentations, if there is any changes, our stakeholders can do that. So it's like the most
easiest way
to get it designed. So PPT, I would say, is something, and it's very. People might say, "Are PPT design, it's like very simple," but it's not.
It's so much complex because we don't use that much amount
correct.
available features in that. Agreed. So, like we happen to understand the skills of the graphic designer, and you say that you have work-life balance, so obviously you'll be motivated towards work. So then the next question is about, you all the time had an intention towards fashion designing, as per you said. And you are currently in graphic design. Do you have any regrets that okay, I should have taken that lane? Or do you think that in coming future I will go into that?
I mean, right now, like initially, I would say that probably I would have felt that in my initial careers, when I was also trying to learn what is good for me, what is not. At that point of time, maybe I have thought that maybe I could have tried fashion or any other design field. But right now, I feel like I'm quite happy with my current role. And fashion, when it comes to fashion, I do like to dress up. I do like to experiment on myself. But I'm not going to, I'm not thinking of it as a profession.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as you said, the requirement of skill set, like starting with video editing, Adobe Illustrator, all this. So, are these courses were you part of your undergrad course, or did you learn it away? Those were part of it.
Yes, they were part of.
And is there any exam or certification that you are a certified Adobe Illustrator, or the skill set such that see, in most of the corporates they do require a proof, like when you are joining as a fresher, right? Like, do you know this? So how do you showcase that? Okay, I do have the skill set in my basket.
There are certifications as well. I think from Adobe itself there are certifications, but I haven't done those. Because our course is not. When I was doing my graduation, it was not divided in After Effects class or Illustrator class. It was more of like video editing. Like the name of the subject is video editing, and in video editing there are these softwares. Okay, and then there is motion graphics. So in motion graphics there was 2D and then 3D. So for 3D there is a separate software. For 2D there is a separate software. So it was not like we are doing a software class.
It's like more of art oriented. How do you want to elevate your existing drawing into a solid piece? Something like that.
Yeah. So that is there. But certification is also there. Also, what nowadays what happens is they take the test aptitude test where they have to work on the software.
Okay.
And
Then
sometimes you have to share your screen and the camera is also on. So if you don't know, you will get caught.
This is all because of this COVID thing where everyone have access to anything.
Yeah,
That is there. So like once you understand all the funda of all these things, okay, and you said there are several skill sets that you have been gaining, and you will obviously upskilling yourself. And during this age of AI and all, so how does you think a graphic designer 5 years down the line would be? Like, do you still think that the kind of work that you're doing will be going ahead be same, or will it be little different?
I mean, AI has AI might help me in certain way.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example how.
Yeah.
So, for example, if suppose you ask me to design something and you say that it's very urgent, I need it in 3 hours.
Assume it's for our channel itself. Okay.
Okay. I need it in 3 hours.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that as a designer, I have to do the brainstorming. I have to come up with the ideas and everything. So probably for those kind of references, I might go to an AI platform and I might search. Okay,
for the templates or references.
Yeah, for the elements or ideas and references, and for the three hours time, instead of building everything from the scratch,
I'll have something as a base.
I have something as a base. Now, again, if like for a proper design, that design outcome is it's not what you want.
Yeah, it's more of how well it explains to a new person.
Exactly. When it comes to creativity, like somebody who is not into art, they want some kind of picture or an image or something. For them it's okay, but somebody who is looking for some visual creative
which is appealing for them, then you really need to spend time.
Yeah.
So what is your ambition in 5 years?
I want to continue being a graphic designer only. Probably I want to have my own studio, design studio.
Okay.
And like provide design solutions in any way possible.
Yeah, looking forward for that. So like we have seen how the graphic designer has started and then how you have been working. How does the future is also, like when we come to all the time a job, so there are certain primary necessities, right? How much is the salary? Are you fine looking based out of the specific location? So what is the range of salary for a graphic designer usually earns for a work experience of 5 to 6 years in the same field?
Okay, 5 to 6 years, again, that might start from 10 LPA to it might go up to 15 to 16 LPA.
Okay. And most of the graphic designing jobs would be based out of metros, or is there any other bucket that you can work from home?
You can actually primarily you can work from home, but nowadays in corporate culture the hybrid thing is there. It's sometimes it depends on the organization.
You need support from your team members for brainstorming.
Yeah.
So what is that one good thing about this profession that you're very proud of, that as a graphic designer, this is what for me?
After once I am done with my work, once I deliver the designs to my stakeholder, and when I see my work like getting played somewhere, or somebody is looking at my work and appreciating it, so that is something which I really like. And also because of the kind of creative work which we do, we also do it for events, like corporate events as well, events or
all the conclaves or whatsoever that happens in your firm. So you'll ensure that every communication is going in a different form of
yes. So because of the events or any offline sessions or anything, so sometimes because of various those marquee events which happens, celebrities also do come in my organization. So having to meet them, and when they appreciate your work, that is a very feel good factor.
Nice. So on the other side of the coin, what are the disadvantages of this profession? Are there any? If at all, what are those?
It's difficult sometimes to, like I said before, that it's very difficult to explain the creative process.
Okay.
So half of the time goes into educating that, and I think because it's a new thing. I mean, I have already completed 7 years.
7 years. So you've already been into that track from so long. You will understand in the same way. But someone new might not get.
So we have to explain them. We have to say that this is not a normal, work or a deliverable. So if you want changes, you have to give us time. So those things are, I feel, it's a little disadvantage.
And did you ever face a scenario wherein you have worked on a specific outcome and you felt really that this outcome is best, okay, but some random stranger, seen like those exceptions.
All the time it's happening.
Okay. Why? Because see, the core reason might be like we might not be looking at actually see, I happen to hear somewhere, I read an article that every color in an art represents to certain kind of emotion in a human. So when you are doing a creative process, you obviously go through all these because okay, red means it's more of aggressive, green is right. But as a stranger, someone on the road might not be knowing this. So like, is it so necessary that adding art kind of subject into school is necessary, for kids? Do you feel that that would be really enlightening them from the all the stressing subjects?
I mean, again, art is something which might not interest all the kids. So what I feel, if you ask me about education system, I feel that like we have those streams, like in our 11th and 12th, like
Yeah,
that we should have, along with all the other subjects, we should put them into groups where they can study what they want to. Like for me, I would choose art,
Okay.
but somebody might choose sports.
True.
Somebody might choose, I don't know, like cooking or something like that. So that way it will be easier for them to prepare, much earlier.
Correct.
So that's what I feel.
Yeah.
And to answer that question, when you said that if I feel like something is best and the other person is saying that it's just not that great, even ulta has also happened, like the reverse. I think that the design is horrible,
but
they're like, oh my god, this is amazing. So yeah, I mean, again, design is very
subject to the knowledge that we have, or kind of creative mind that we have.
But again, what we do in corporate thing is we follow what the stakeholder is asking
to match their expectations.
Yeah.
So like, as it is, so when I see or understand about this profession, it's more like you're passionately doing it on basis of certain stakeholders' requirements. Right? So then, do you really wish to retire, or do you wish to continue the kind of work that you're doing?
I don't wish to retire.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like working in corporate, like in a corporate, it's a challenge because they have the certain brand guidelines. Right. You have a set of colors. You have to follow a certain text, font. So within that, you have to think how creatively you have to present your design.
There are restrictions within your open creative mind.
Yes. Okay. So once my job is done and whenever I retire, I don't want to work for someone. I will create designs for myself.
Understood.
That I still do, but I want to do it more.
Yeah. Like, you want to create a brand where you don't have any restrictions.
Correct.
Okay. That's great. So now it's been like, we happen to see so many people not understanding any profession. Like, see, honestly speaking, I was also not aware about what a graphic designer is about until unless I met you. Okay. So if at all I want to become a graphic designer, because see, I happen to watch so many movies and I feel like, this scene should not come here. This should, that editing, like whenever we watch any movie, we'll see that no, this fight should come first, this scene should come later. So there might be several other things in editing, right? So if I want to switch my career from my any current thing to graphic designer, what are the things that you will guide me that, or any of my viewers are interested to switch? So what are the things that
you were saying that if somebody wants to switch their current profession, like to
graphic designer.
Okay, so first start watching in YouTube any particular design software you're comfortable with. Start watching, learning, like take tutorials and anything, and then start practicing.
Okay.
Whatever you are able to do, create a portfolio, and then apply for jobs wherever you can. Okay. Also, I would say once you start, that path, along with that, there is this Arena Multimedia and all those places. Mac is also there. Get a certification as well.
Okay.
Because that way, like in big organizations, they check those things. But if there are many startups, many like if you want to like so much into designing, you can just learn from YouTube as well. It's the best learning platform, I feel. Okay. And I know people who were probably engineers or doctors as well. They thought maybe because of some unforeseen scenario they could not go into
this field, but
so they just watched YouTube videos and they have become amazing graphic designers.
That's nice. So people who are not into this and have a nag of art or design can also come into this.
Of course.
Great. So whenever we see as a graphic designer, when we hear the name designer, so what is that one role or one kind of work that you wish to, or see, like that is the aim that I want to achieve. Like, do you want to create some animated movies? Because these days we all are attracted to, okay, I want to make a superhero movie which is full of animations. So as you are a graphic designer, what is that highest peak that you have currently that I have to achieve that?
No, actually, I don't have that kind of ambition, but my ambition is more of, to have, uh, to help out the common people. Like, for example, I would say, like, we have those event companies, right, where they, even management
Event organizers,
yeah, they look after the marriage functions or whatever.
Yeah.
So something similar like that, but only in terms of designs.
Okay.
Like if there's a wedding, they'll reach out for any photography requirement, videography shoot,
Even wedding
print cards, yeah, all those things.
Okay.
So my thing is, like, it will be a full design package of print, digital. So that is my aim. That is how I'm visioning it.
Okay.
It's a long way to go. I'll see.
What
That's
nice. Thanks, Raj. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you so
Thanks a lot.
much.
Yeah. Thanks.